Have you ever waited on God? And waited some more? Have you ever believed His promise with all your heart? Yet looked at your reality and quietly wondered, Lord, how is this even possible? This story is for the woman who feels like time has run out. For the one who feels overlooked. For the one who prayed, hoped, trusted, and still feels empty-handed. Today, we're talking about Sarah. Not just Abraham's wife, but a woman who waited decades for a promise. Laughed in disbelief. Made painful mistakes. And still lived to see God do exactly what He said He would do. Sarah's story begins in a place of comfort. Her name was Sarah, and she lived with her husband Abram in the land of Ur. It was familiar, predictable, safe. Then one day, God spoke to Abram and told him to leave everything behind. His country, his people, his security, and go to a land God would show him. And Sarai went with him. She didn't receive the promise directly, but she carried the weight of it just the same. She packed her life into uncertainty. She followed a calling that wasn't spoken to her directly. She trusted a God whose promises had not yet touched her body. Years passed. God promised Abram descendants as countless as the stars. Yet Sarah remained barren. In that culture, barrenness was not just painful, it was humiliating. It came with whispers, judgment, assumptions that God had withheld favor. But Sarah kept walking, kept moving, kept trusting, even when every month reminded her that nothing had changed. Waiting has a way of wearing down even the strongest faith. As the years stretched on, hope began to ache. The prayers became quieter, the questions heavier. Eventually, Sarah reached a breaking point. She looked at her age. She looked at her body. She looked at the silence between promises and fulfillment. And she decided to help God. She gave her servant Hagar to Abram, believing that maybe the promise would come through another way. Hagar conceived. But peace did not follow. Instead, jealousy crept in. Resentment grew. Regret settled deep in Sarah's heart. The shortcut created wounds. Wounds that would ripple through generations. And yet, even then, God did not abandon her. Years later, God returned to speak again. But this time, something changed. God didn't just repeat the promise. He renamed her. Sarah became Sarah, princess. God declared that Sarah herself would give birth, that she would become the mother of nations. When Sarah heard this, she laughed. Not a mocking laugh. Not a proud laugh. A wounded laugh. The kind of laugh that comes from disappointment. From hoping too long. From believing before and being let down. And God responded with a question that still shakes hearts today. Is anything too hard for the Lord? God did not rebuke her. He did not withdraw the promise. He did not shame her for doubting. He waited. At the appointed time, when Sarah was 90 years old, she conceived. Her womb, long closed, was opened by God's power alone. The woman who once cried in silence, now carried life. When her son was born, she named him Isaac. He laughs, Sarah said. God has brought me laughter. And everyone who hears about this will laugh with me. Sarah held her son. Proof that God remembers. Not just promises. Not just covenants. But people. God did not bless Sarah because she was perfect. She doubted. She rushed. She made mistakes. Yet God remained faithful. If you're waiting today, if you feel forgotten, if you think time has passed you by, remember Sarah. God is not slow. God is not careless. God is not late. He is intentional. And when He fulfills His word, there will be no doubt that it was Him.